We often run into sucker situations that lead us into conditions that we did not expect. Some of those are simple, like that half hour of good weather that sucks you out into a day of showers. Other times, as with this track, you tell yourself that you've already had a long day and you'll just turn around if the going gets hard. I'd had a reasonable day's exploring in new terrain. I'd found some very nice, lightly used tracks, and also pushed through a couple of kilometers of overgrown stuff already. So this starts off as a normal, interesting track for a reasonably competent rider on a light bike with good tires. A road deactivated sign. You could take that many ways, but I'll go for, "You've officially got my interest." The track starts off fine, no cause for alarm. There are quad tracks and cut logs that indicate somebody has been down here and maintaining it. Yes, it's overgrown and that makes it slippery. But every bit further you get into it, it gets that little bit harder. And then you come to a challenge and find yourself wondering if you really want to quit. You were here for a reason. Turn around and undo the 30 minutes you spent getting here, knowing it'll be harder going uphill? It's human nature. The more you have invested in something, the more you want to see it finished. We're responsible for our choices, but sometimes we don't have the right information to make good choices. I thought/hoped that the track would open up when I got to the road marked 200, and I had not spent enough time estimating distances, which is hard to do on that 1.5-inch GPS screen. Despite the overgrowth, in many respects, this is an amazing piece of track. Hard enough to be not boring, definitely out in the woods, and for lack of a better description, quite pretty.
You are limiting it too? That's interesting. That was a motorbike track. Somebody else came through with a chainsaw because I really should stop and have another look at that GPS. I wouldn't want to be coming back up this. I really wouldn't. Oh, what the hell's going on? Okay, so this seems to be some kind of sideways connection between 202 and 200. It's a beautiful little track. Alright, so this should be 200. Good, because that also agrees with the way the quads went. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. Don't know what's under my feet, but under my feels, but I know what the hell's to the right of me. Not damn much. You know, with good company and a reasonable set of expectations, I'd do that again.
So here I am at a semi-technical creek crossing. I've spent 30 minutes, about 5 kilometers getting here. I didn't want to do any more hard riding today, but I don't want to turn back either.
Bike's gonna end up in that hole, whatever I do. The problem there. Okay, there we go. Run the bike over my foot. This was most explicitly not supposed to be a hard enduro section. I remember saying something explicitly about that. That looks easy, I'll go look down that. If it gets gets any harder, I'll turn around. 4 kilometers into it, it gets harder. What is that? It's not the right direction. Alright, I'm really beginning to wonder if I bit off more than I can chew. Hey! 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 I'm thinking.
So the camera runs out of batteries before I get out. The last challenge is the worst. I'm pretty damn committed at this point. The logging company is working at the far end. They've done a big clear cut and they've got a bunch of fallen trees. And apparently there is no gate to block the road. So they use their excavator to make a barrier of trees on the road. Fortunately, they're trying to block their own vehicles, e.g. trucks. Many barriers don't cover the ditch well. With a folding saw to trim back some roots, I can ride the ditch. With brute force, I can remove one small tree trunk from the far side, and then it's just one 12-inch trunk between me and escape. There are sucker tracks out there that look like one thing but end up being another. And of course, these are even more common in the real/human world, where people make things intentionally misleading. All I can say is fact check where you can, think plan ahead where you can, use your common sense. But don't live in fear either, otherwise you'll never get out of the driveway. Best wishes, I hope to see you out riding. Don't forget that like or subscribe thing, and thank you for watching.